Hey everyone, and welcome back to part 14 of Cringy Skyrim. I'm not gonna lie, today's another rough day for me. It's just one of those days where I woke up feeling like shit. And I feel like there's nothing I can really do about it, so I'm gonna talk about it. I don't know, I feel empty. I feel like why did I even wake up today? You know, what was the point? I don't get it. There's so much going on right now that is just depressing and upsetting, and I don't see the point.
You got here just before the execution.
Oh shit. I promised you guys that I would start the stream up at High Hrothgar. Well, I lied about that. So, we get to enjoy the walk back again. But I guess that's just how I get to be. I get to be a liar for once. I get to be selfish. Whatever. Today's just not a good day for me. It's just not. Like... And I don't even know why. The day's barely started. Like... Last night, my aunt told me that this month is going to be pretty hard for us in terms of feeding ourselves because she is having to pay off a $5,000 credit card bill, which is basically her month's salary. So we're kind of fucked. Luckily, my mom's getting her food stamps back in a couple of days, so we at least have the money to buy groceries, but it won't be I don't think it's gonna be enough to last a month. So I don't know what we're gonna do about that, because my grandmother has this penchant for eating sweets like no one's business. Like the second there's anything like sweet in the house, like cookies, ice cream, whatever, she eats it. Like a lot. Like she'll eat it all. Like there are times where we'll get those marshmallow fudge cookies and they'll be gone literally in a day. And she eats it. She eats most of them. My aunt might have one, I might have one, and my mom doesn't eat sweets, but she'll eat all of them in one day, throughout the day. And my grandmother's a type 2 diabetic. She's not supposed to be eating that much sugar, but she doesn't fucking care. And I don't know why she doesn't care. She says stuff like, oh, I want to be there for when you graduate. I want to see you be successful in life. Well, you can't do that if you're dying from type 2 diabetes and rotting in the ground. So maybe you should not eat so much and not smoke so much. Yesterday, we were watching TV, and she started having a really bad coughing fit as she was getting up to have another cigarette. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, do you not understand what's going on here? Like, is it just me or what? I don't know what to do. I really don't know what to do for her. But that's just part of the problem. My mom is still dealing with the harassment of those individuals. Well, not name, but it's putting a toll on her mental stability. And now, if that wasn't bad enough, apparently she thinks her infection is coming back, which is an astounding icing on the cake. Like, are you fucking kidding me? As if I didn't have enough problems in my life, because it's like, it's like she doesn't want to have to deal with it again, and I can't deal with the emotional instability of having to be the only one that can physically help her. Like, I just don't know. It'd be like just
the Stormcloaks are finding
so much easier if I just left, or if Mom just left. She's planning on going to New Orleans to stay with a friend for a little while. Because she was originally going to go with my godmother, but my godmother basically told her that she wouldn't be able to, like, feed her and you know, do stuff with her for, like, help her with the car. So now she doesn't think she can go to Alabama. Okay, we're back. I don't know how long this stream is going to be today, because now I have to go do something for my mother. And that's another thing that I have issues with, is that I'm constantly having to run other people's errands, which normally I wouldn't have an issue with it, but now it's like, what I have an issue with is helping people's bad habits. My mom complains about never having any money, but she's constantly buying cigarettes. And it's like, and it's a bad addiction, and it's just like, I don't understand the point anymore. You need to leave. Yeah, I'm definitely considering uninstalling Obsidian Weathers, because it just does that. Leaves corpses in the middle of the road, and that's not what I want. But yeah, I'm tired of, like, fulfilling bad habits for people. It's like, alcohol, I don't mind buying alcohol for people because I drink alcohol. You know? But cigarettes, I'm like, I hate having to buy other people's cigarettes because I always go to the same gas station that's right down the street from my house, and those people think I have a smoking problem because I'm the one always buying them. And I have to clarify, they're not for me, they're for someone else, but they're just too lazy to get them themselves, so I have to go do it. And it's not necessarily the truth right now, because my mom is not feeling well, so that's what it is right there, but there are times where I feel like, why couldn't you go do it, you know? Like, and it's every time I have to leave the house, I'm the one that has to go get the food that we get from takeout. I'm the one that has to go pick things up. I'm the one that has to go do this. I have to go do that. And it's like, or back when, like, my mom would have make me go to the mechanic when things had to be done in the car. She would pull this excuse of, well, you use the car. Like, 9 times out of 10, I'm using the car for someone else. I'm never using it for me. And the reason she would always have me go to do stuff for the car is because she didn't want to have to listen to the mechanics tell her everything that's wrong with the car and how much it's going to cost. Because the issue is always that my aunt was paying for it, and so we were only getting this one thing, like the oil change, for example. Last went and got the oil change, they're sitting there telling me, well, your battery's got this problem, and your power steering's got this problem again, and your brakes are doing this, and blah blah blah, and you should really get these fluids changed. And I'm like, I already told y'all, I'm paying for this. That's all I can afford. It's not my car, and it's not even my credit card. So quit telling me. I even told them before, I said, don't tell me what is wrong with the car. Like, don't even tell me, just put it on the aftercare report and I'll give it to whoever needs to know. But don't tell me, because it's not my car, not my business, not my problem. But they just keep doing it, and it pisses me off. So that's one thing. But, I don't know, I'm ready to move into my dorm, and it's like, almost like moving into my dorm. Like, you would think that because I'm living technically on my own, that I'd have more responsibilities, but I actually have less. Like, at that point, my responsibilities shift to going to class and doing my schoolwork and keeping the dorm room clean. That's it. That's my delegation. At home, I'm literally the person who has to go out and do everything. All the time. And I'm tired of it. Truly tired of it. And if it were up to me, I would have a job already and be out of here. But with COVID, I can't get a job. Because my entire summer plan was upended by the pandemic. My plan was to get a part-time job to pay for bartending classes, get my mixology license, and then work on bars, work at bars near campus. But that's not going to happen now. I won't be able to work until next year. At the earliest next year. And by next year, maybe February, March. And I graduate in May. That's not a whole lot of time to start saving up money to get out of here. And I won't have, and it's like, even if I, like, I don't know, it's like, my parents are about to sell the house, so I don't know what I'm going to be able to do. Like, I don't have money for a car. I don't have my own car. I won't be able to pay my own phone bill. I won't have anywhere to live. But I can't go to a job because, A, there's nowhere that would hire me, and even if there was hiring going on right now with the pandemic, I'd probably get COVID and die, and that's just not a feasible option for me. Because I'm high risk. So, I guess I'll just sell all my stuff and I don't know. I'm not moving to wherever my aunt and grandmother are going to move. That's just not going to happen. They want to move out to, like, Whitesboro or Paris or something. I'm like, there's no way in hell I'm doing that. I'm not leaving my boyfriend like that. I'm not doing it. Because that's just not going to happen. But I don't want to move in with my boyfriend to mooch off of him. Like, I don't want to move in if I don't have a way to pay part of the rent and the bills and stuff. It's just not fair to him. So I'm kind of like stuck in this weird place right now of what do I like, how do I take care of things, you know? And I don't have anyone that can help me. My dad is useless. My mom doesn't have any real job experience or a stable job either. I don't know what her plans are gonna be after they move out. My aunt's about to retire, and my grandmother collects disability checks. And my aunt's worried that my mom won't be able to apply for Social Security because she hasn't worked enough in her life. And I'm worried that I might fall into the same trap. It's just, sometimes I feel like my life is so pointless. That, like, what's the point? Like, I went to school to pursue a career that is solely based off of risk-taking and chances. And I feel like I'm not gonna be good enough as an actor or have the look that people are gonna want to have to cast me in roles.
Someone stole your sweet roll?
Or I'm just not gonna be able to find any work or be able to afford an agent or
sure thing. It's yours for a day.
Be able to live. And
your room. Right this
you know, part of me
keep your
is mad that
that's how they
I had such a spoiled childhood because I feel like it didn't prepare me for what the real world is like. And I don't blame my parents for that. They didn't want me to have to, you know, struggle like they did, but sometimes I wish that, you know, maybe I didn't have as much, so that way, like, going through this would be easier. I'd have a better plan, or I would have already had a job, so I wouldn't have to worry about money or anything, or if I had just been smarter when I did have a job, because I was a fucking idiot when I was working, I didn't save up my money at all. Like, the second I got a paycheck, I spent it. But at the time, I was like, don't have anything, what else am I gonna spend it on? Like, I was an idiot. So yeah, that's what I'm dealing with.
Let me know if there's anything else you need.
Lydia, if you don't get the fuck out of my way.
You don't look like a pilgrim. Why bother visiting?
Like, I feel like I'm gonna have
What do you
to
want?
sell everything I own to not even be able to afford rent. Or I'll have to end up in some crappy homeless shelter or something. I don't know. I just want all of this to stop. I just want the pandemic to end. I want my mom to be happy again. I want... I don't know. I want all this stuff that feels like it's not gonna happen. That's it. I don't know what else to say anymore. I do have another thing on my mind though. I feel like I'm tired of having all these fake friends in my life. Like, people that I've known, like, I don't know, since high school or things like that, who have always told me, oh, we're here for you, we're your friends, we want to be there for you, we want to keep in contact with you. And then the second high school ended, nothing. Absolutely nothing. And I was like, yeah, I expected that, a lot of that from a lot of people, but except there was a few people that I thought I could trust that, you know, told me that they would be there for me, that we were friends, that we were family. And they barely said, and it, like, one of them for sure hasn't talked to me. Like, I don't, like, they haven't, like, initiated any kind of contact with me in almost a year now. And it's like, why are you even associating yourself with me at that point? Like, literally, just delete me and don't even talk to me ever again. Because I don't have time to deal with people like that. It's like, why are you here? Like, you don't give a shit about me, otherwise... Like, so many people, when I posted that my dog had died, literally, like, it was like they read the post and never responded. It's like, how can you sit there and say you're my friend and you care about me, when you literally see that I said my dog is dead, and I posted about the same thing on Facebook, where most of my friends I have on Snapchat are on Facebook, and then just don't bother reaching out. Like, what kind of person does that? Because the second things goes bad for someone else, I'm the first person to reach out. I'm like, how are you doing? Let me know if you need anything. Are you okay? But no. So I guess that just means I'm not important to anybody, so fuck everybody, I guess. And people know who they are. They're like, people know who I'm talking about and things like that. Like, if you're there for me, you know who you are and you're cool. But if you're the kind of person that hasn't spoken to me in a while and claims you're my friend, then fucking act like it. Don't sit there and say you're my friend just to, like, disappear forever. Because honestly, it's not worth it to me. So not worth it. I'm just so tired of dealing with fake people in my life. I've dealt with it for a long time, and I'm not gonna deal with it anymore, so I might start deleting people on my friends lists. Just like, if you're not really my friend, I'm not going to associate myself with you. And that includes Snapchat, that includes Instagram, that includes Facebook. And hell, it includes here too. I have so many people on my friends list that I don't even know. Like, I'm gonna go through my friends list and just cleanse. Purge all the negativity. And people ask me why. I was like, well, legit, you don't talk to me. You don't talk to me anymore. You don't talk to me, you act like you don't care about me, so we're not friends. Because my friends check in on me, and my friends are there for me when I need them. So. That's just how it is. I don't know, today's just a shitty day. I'm mad at, like, the world, honestly. Having really bad depression right now. I'm thinking about, like, I'm not thinking about killing myself, but it's just, like, I'm thinking about not wanting to wake up in the morning. Like, I'm ready to just lie there and let life pass me by, I guess. I'm ready for that at this point. Who gives a fuck anymore? Because it's so not even worth it. Stream's gonna be short today. We're gonna end it after whatever peace council conclusion we get, because I don't know. I felt like today was just, I need to talk to say my piece. I've said it. So we're gonna just finish this and then call it a quits. And then next part will be the ending. We'll just power through the end of the game, and then hopefully I'll be in a better mood. Because today is just another shitty day.
So, you've done it. The men of violence are gathered here.
Yep.
In these halls whose very stones are dedicated to peace. Yes, yes. Sky?
So,
Got you.
Arngeir, is it? You know why we're here. Are you going to let us in or not?
You're not invited here. You're not welcome here.
We have as much right to be at this council as all of you. More, actually, since we were the ones that put the Dragonborn on this path.
Were you? Hubris of the Blades truly knows no bounds.
Drama.
Delphine, we're not here to rehearse old grudges. The matter at hand is urgent. Alduin must be stopped. You wouldn't have called this council if you didn't agree. We know a great deal about the situation and the threat that Alduin poses to us all. You need us here if you want this council to succeed.
Very well. You may
Do they all just communicate telepathically? I wonder, are they already here, or are we waiting for... Oh no, they apparently beat us here. Even though, as we can all see, we were walking ahead of all of them. So we're gonna sit so we can get into cinematic mode. Oh, okay, I guess we can wait a second. This is a cool, like... This is probably one of the coolest missions in the game, though, in my opinion. I just like the setting and the political intrigue of it all. Okay. A gentle seat.
Take your seat. Now that everyone is here, please take your seats so we can begin. I hope that we have all come here in the spirit
You
of...
insult us by bringing her to this negotiation?
I'm not going to talk much during this
Your
part.
chief Talos hunter?
That didn't take long.
Here, here.
I have every right to be at this negotiation. I need to ensure that nothing is agreed to here that violates the terms of the White Gold Concordat.
She's part of the Imperial delegation. You can't dictate who I bring to this council.
Please, if we have to negotiate the terms of the negotiation, we will never get anywhere. Perhaps this would be a good time to get the Dragonborn's input on this matter.
By Izmir's beard. The nerve of those Imperial bastards, eh?
To think that I would sit down at the same table with that Thalmor bitch. Either she walks or I do. I'm glad we agree on this.
Yeah, the Thalmor really don't have any business
Very
here.
well, Ulfric. Enjoy your petty victory. The Thalmor will treat with whatever government rules Skyrim. We would not think of interfering in your civil war.
Ha! Skyrim will never bow to the Thalmor. Unlike your Imperial friends here.
You're lucky I respect the Greybeard's counsel, Galmar.
Legate, we represent the Emperor here.
Sorry, sir. It won't happen again.
Now that that's settled, may we proceed?
Oh, God.
I have something to say first.
Here we go.
The only reason I agreed to attend this council was to deal with the dragon menace. There's nothing else to talk about. Unless the Empire is finally ready to renounce its unjust claim to rule over the free people of Skyrim.
I knew he wouldn't be able to resist.
We're here to arrange a temporary truce to allow the Dragonborn here to deal with the dragons, nothing more. I consider even talking to the Empire a generous gesture.
Are you done? Did you just come here to make speeches, or can we get down to business?
Yes, let's get this over with.
Are we ready to proceed? Jarl Ulfric, General Tullius, this council is unprecedented. We are gathered here at the Dragonborn's request. I ask that you all respect the spirit of High Hrothgar, and do your best to begin the process of achieving a lasting peace in Skyrim. Who would like to open the negotiations?
Yes, let's get down to it. We want control of Markarth. That's our price for agreeing to a truce.
So that's why you're here, Ulfric? You dare to insult the Greybeards by using this council to advance your own position?
Jarl Elisif.
General, this is outrageous. You can't be taking this demand seriously. I thought we were here to discuss a truce.
Elisif, I said I'd handle it. Ulfric, you can't seriously expect us to give up Markarth at the negotiating table. You hoped to gain in council what you've been unable to take in battle, is that it?
I'm sure Jarl Ulfric does not expect something for nothing.
Yes, that'd be entirely
What
out
would
of
the
character.
Empire want in return?
Wait, General, you don't intend to just hand over Markarth to that traitor?
This is how the Empire repays us for our loyalty?
Enough. First, let's be clear. This council wasn't my idea. I think it's a waste of time. You are a traitor to the Empire, and deserve a traitor's death. But I at least will negotiate in good faith. Since we're all here at your request, I'd like to hear what you think Markarth is worth. The rift would help secure our communications with Cyrodiil, and threatened Ulfric's southern flank.
The Dragonborn has spoken, Tullius. Markarth will be ours. Now we'll see if there's anything behind your talk with good faith.
You disappoint me, Dragonborn. I accepted your invitation on trust in your good name. But it seems you intend to favor Ulfric. I can see now that this is not a negotiation.
Riften is a fair trade for Markarth. They're both major cities.
I know you, Ulfric. If I hand over Markarth, you'll be ready with a new demand.
This is like Monopoly
You'll never defeat
on
the
steroids.
Empire, and you know it. But you're willing to sacrifice thousands for your own selfish ambition. Soon enough, I'll have you back under the headsman's axe, and this time there won't be any dragon to save you.
As always, the Empire's fine words are worth nothing.
Stop! Are you so blind to our danger that you can't see past your petty disagreements? Here you sit arguing about nothing, while the fate of the land hangs in the balance.
Is he with you, Delphine? If so, I advise you to tell him to watch his tongue.
He is with me. And I advise you both to listen to what he has to say before you do anything rash.
Delphine's
Don't you
voice actress
understand
is
the
really
danger?
good.
Don't you understand what the return of the dragons means?
Esbern's is too.
Alduin has returned, the World Eater. Even now, he devours the souls of your fallen comrades.
Like, there are some voice actors, like, their delivery, like, their accents and their voices are really good, but their delivery is really not
one moment in the face of
realistic.
danger?
I don't know about the end of the world, but this dragon situation has gotten out of hand. If this truce will help the Dragonborn here put an end to that menace, we both gain. Remember that, Ulfric. Now, back to the matter at hand. You know as well as I do that we can't hand over Markarth on these terms.
Shaw's bones. Where will these demands end?
Let's hear it.
We want compensation for the massacre at Karthwasten.
You slaughtered the very people you claim to be fighting for. True sons of Skyrim would never do such things.
Damned Imperial lies. My men would never stoop to such methods, even in retaliation for
This is
your
our
butchery
homeland,
at-
Tullius. All the blood spilled in this war is on your head.
So, Dragonborn, what do you say? Well said. For once you'll actually pay for your crimes. I suppose that's the fairest deal we're likely to get.
It seems we may have an agreement. Jarl Ulfric, General Tullius, these are the terms currently on the table. Markarth will be handed over to Ulfric's forces, Jarl Igmund will step down, and Thangvor Silverblood will become the Jarl of Markarth. The Stormcloaks will withdraw from the rift, allowing Imperial troops unhindered access. Jarl Leila Lawgiver will step down, and Maven Blackbriar will become the Jarl of Riften. The Stormcloaks will pay appropriate compensation for the massacre at Karthwasten. You both agree to this?
The Sons of Skyrim will live up to their agreements, as long as the Imperials hold to theirs. What about you, Elisif? Are these terms to your liking? Speak up! I'm sure General Tullius is waiting to do your bidding.
I have nothing to say to that murderer. General, you've proven yourself a good friend to Skyrim. I continue to trust that you will do your utmost to safeguard our interests.
Thank you, Jarl Elisif. I appreciate your loyalty. The Empire can live with these terms, yes, for a temporary truce, until the dragon menace is dealt with. After that, Ulfric, there will be a reckoning. Count on it.
Come on, Galmar. We have a lot of work to do.
Giving up.
Really, the whole point of this truce was just to make sure Whiterun wouldn't be attacked during
Price for this truce.
the dragon attack.
I hope it was worth it.
Jarl Balgruuf.
I'm afraid there's a problem.
I assume
A
you are
serious
familiar
one.
with the Dragonborn
I've discovered
plan.
who the Greybeard's leader really is. All well and good, but did you know that he was Alduin's chief lieutenant in ancient times? It's true that his crimes are long and the Blades have been hunting him for centuries, but he was protected by the Greybeards and then the Emperors. Justice demands that he die for his crimes. Until he is dead, I'm afraid my oath as a Blade, I anticipated the problem. While you were arranging this meeting, I was busy in the library of Skyhaven Temp, an unguessed trove of lost lore. But the important thing is that the Blades recorded many of the names of dragons they slew. Cross-referencing this with Delphine's map of dragon burial sites, I believe I've identified one of the dragons that Alduin has raised up. Don't you see? The names of dragons are always 3 words of power, shouts. By calling the dragon with a voice, he will hear you wherever he might be. He's not compelled to, but dragons are prideful by nature and loath to refuse a challenge. Your voice in particular is likely to intrigue this dragon after your victory over Aldred. I think it's very likely that he will be unable to resist investigating your call. Ah, indeed. I'm no master of the voice, like these worthy gentlemen, but it is written here in this scroll. Oda Ving, winged snow hunter, as I read it.
Yes. Ready to do my part.
Alright,
Just
well,
say the word, and my men will help you spring this trap.
that's it for this one.
Difficulty remains how to lure a dragon to Dragon's Reach at all.
What I'll do is I'll head back to Whiterun so that way when we start the next stream we'll actually be where we need to be. So that way at least the
That's all.
at least having to walk back down to Whiterun won't be part of the next stream like I lied about. I apologize for that again. It's just today was like I really need to just talk and get some stuff off my chest because I was just really mad. I'm still kind of annoyed and irritated, but it's not as bad as it was. Like, I think talking through some of the issues helped me get over them. And like I said, like if like people I'm calling out, like I'm not naming names at all, but people, like, if anyone watches this, they'll know who they are. Like you'll know who you are if you like truly are one of my friends, or if you're someone who just claims they're my friend. Like there's a difference between claiming you're my friend and actually being my friend. And then just issues with my mom, dealing with some personal crises. It's just, there's a lot going on, and I'm just ready for all this to be done and over with. It feels like my life would be so much easier if the pandemic weren't here. Like, if I lived in New Zealand, we probably would be okay. Because in New Zealand, you know, everything is fine over there right now, according to everybody. They did what they were supposed to do. They quarantined everybody, and apparently now they're COVID-free. So it's like, yes, COVID-free. Thank you. That's what I want to hear. But, you know, and we live in the U.S. where people get to, you know, spout their useless opinions. So, I don't want to wear a mask. I can't breathe with the mask, even though a doctor who's the same age as me is wearing a mask, an N95 mask, a face cover, shield, a blah blah blah, and their oxygen level is still 100. I just love it. I love the excuse people make. Like, I watched that video of the Karen, like that Karen who was talking about how like her mask was making her feel woozy, and she's like, I can't do it anymore. It's like, I bet that was the first time you wore it out, and and you know why you're doozy? It's probably because you were out in the heat. Like, heat exhaustion from the mask, I can understand that, but like saying you can't breathe with it on, the mask is designed to allow you to breathe with it on, so don't say you can't breathe, because that's a fucking lie. I just love it. I love how stupid people in our country are, and yet we allow them to participate in things that require intelligence, like voting, you know, and running for office and other things that require, you know, an education, but yet we still seem to let dumb people do it. I love it. I love it so much. At least the trek down from the mountain was easier than going up. Like I said, it's much faster coming down the mountain. Oh yeah, and that's right. And we had downloaded the mods to remodel Skyrim, and I believe we did one for Riften too. We haven't been to Riften yet, but we've definitely been to Whiterun. So that'll be an interesting thing to relive again. I don't think they've remodeled any of the interiors. Like, I don't think the buildings have been remodeled, but that'd be cool if they did something like that. But yeah, I was worried about frame rates being an issue, but they haven't been an issue yet, so that's good. Yeah, it drops a little bit, but it's nothing. It's not huge. But alright, this has been part 14 of Cringy Skyrim. I'm sorry that today's been kind of a downer, but I really needed to get some stuff off my chest, and I know that it wasn't the longest stream I've done, but maybe next time I upload something, it'll actually, be something good. Oh yep, those cultists' bodies are still here. I wanted to check. I wanted to see if it was true, and yep, sure as shit, they're still down there. So, but anyways, thanks guys for checking in on me, and, catch you some other time.